back again for maybe the final time for this T20 World Cup. Uh, Welcome and welcome back if you're joining us. If you're joining us again, with me you have Vishnu and Shalini, who are our in-house cricket experts, and today we're just going to talk about that beautiful semi-finals and finals played by the Indian cricket team, and all the emotions that we felt as fans and the players felt while they were playing. And yes, I just want to get right into this. Shalin, Vishnu, who wants to take the lead?
So I can start. I mean, this World Cup, I wasn't expecting India to be the best team playing the tournament, the most balanced team. But the way it turned out, the conditions, especially in the Caribbean, helped us significantly. It felt like we were playing as a home team, and everything just started to fit in line. Those 180 to 200 kind of scores, and then your spin coming into play, Jasprit Bumrah doing his thing, even as a pacer. All the things started falling in place. The batting depth that India had planned for, which was criticized earlier, do you need Akshar and Jadeja both to be a part of the setup, given they are similar kind of players? Uh, Insistence on keeping Kuldeep and along with him Chahal as well, four spinners. Everything started to fall in place as if the stars were aligning. But on the final day, there was a catch, especially with the way Klaasen and Miller started to play. And I'm sure we'll talk about how we recovered from there. And it all started to slip away as the game was going. The final wasn't the most convincing final that India has played in terms of batting and bowling, but it appeared to be something that India won by grinding throughout the match in all the phases of the game. It didn't feel easy at any point throughout the game. So that's the beauty of this final, that it kept you on the hooks for the entire 40 overs that were bowled on the final. In semi-final, we were relatively comfortable, especially with the kind of score, and then uh, England didn't pose a challenge after Akshar came into bowl in the power play itself. So that match was relatively easier given the situations and the way the pitch was behaving as well. But the final, I couldn't have expected for a better final, although it would have been better if they gave us less of the heart attacks to the people, less of the ups and downs during the final. But hey, anyone will take the final result. We'll just take the win.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely was a roller coaster. At one point, I gave up, sort of. So, just for our viewers, me and Vishnu were together during the final, and he was in front of the TV, but I left after the 14th over. I was little far
Okay, I had
from
no
the
clue.
screen.
I thought you gave up immediately
Yes.
after the 14th over. Okay,
Yeah, when
Akshar, so
when
the
Kuldeep
24
got hit for
runs.
14, when Kuldeep got hit for 14, and
Okay, yeah,
Rohit Sharma gave the ball to Akshar for the 15th.
yeah.
Yeah, so because I knew this over is going to go for huge sixes, and it did. Like those sixes that Klaasen hit, huge, very huge. So yeah, and then I had my back towards the television, and for about 2 hours, I didn't see any ball as such. But then I went on to watch the whole final 6 overs twice after the game after we won. So basically, not to miss any moment as such. Talking about the whole tournament, it was India. India was the best team, I'd say. Because of the heartbreaks we have faced in the last decade, expectations probably for the whole country was a bit lower, especially after the ODI final. But I don't think we should blame the boys for that. I think the pitch is the culprit there, and the curators and whatever they did with it. Anyways, so yeah, the expectations were low. The first 40 games, that were the group stages, they were not, I guess, that competitive. I'd say one or two games here and there, probably India-Pakistan game. USA made it tough for India to win, but eventually India was the better team there. Some heartbreaks as well, especially by Afghanistan. And
Yeah.
Nepal came close to beating South Africa. So those were some pretty interesting games. because it was a bowling friendly. All the pitches, primarily all the pitches except for one or two pitches, all of them were bowling friendly. That's why the lesser teams or non-test playing nations, they also pose a challenge to some test playing nations, especially Pakistan, I'd say. So it was a fun tournament because of the bowling, because of the pitches, and then when the Super 8 started, so obviously every game was important at that point, except for the last one. Probably because not even the last one. I guess when Bangladesh was 81 for 7, Australia still had some chance. Bangladesh didn't have any chance, but Australia had some chance of going through the semis when Bangladesh
But
was 81 for 7.
in the final, matlab, I want to talk about that
The
particular
final,
over.
yes,
The fifth,
yes.
yeah, the
I would like to
15.
start with
15.
I'd like to start with Kohli's inning first because let's
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
go
Let's go
chronologically on that front.
chronologically. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Kohli's innings, so it was a 50-50 sort of inning. So if India would have lost, then the whole country would have blaming him. Now India has won, but still, not people are not blaming him. People have just accepted that inning. I don't think there is a very like they are celebrating his innings or like they are blaming him for the slow pace of his play. But again, it was if India would have lost, then yeah, it would have been a very disastrous final inning for Virat Kohli in T20 internationals. But I guess we should start from the first three wickets. So Rohit was just a mistake or just bad luck that the sweep went straight to Klaasen. Rishabh Pant should have waited for one or two deliveries at least to check up what's the pace of the bowler. We should not reverse sweep from the first. Sweep from the first delivery, and got unlucky. It hit the front of the bat or the toe end front of the bat and just lobbed up. Surya played the shot against the wind. Was not required at that moment. Actually, Surya, Rohit, the team management shouldn't have sent him at that point because the power play was still halfway. Half of the power play was still remaining. They should have sent Akshar. So I believe Akshar was 1 wicket late. Should have come at 4 as he did against Pakistan. So that was the mistake. One small mistake from the captain and the management of sending Surya at that point of the game. Then obviously, once Surya got out, Kohli had to slow down. He had to play till the end because that has been his mindset for the last 15 years. So he cannot change that literally. So I'm not blaming him, but he should have started hitting from over number 16 instead of over number 18. That's my only complaint as such. Apart from that, good contribution from Dubey. Finally, I guess.
But before Dubey, before even Dubey, the inning that Akshar played.
Yes.
I mean, that would go off the chart, but that's probably around 150, 160 strike rate.
Yes.
And in the situation where Kohli wasn't really getting those runs and he had to stay at one end, Akshar was able to really hit up some massive sixes and keep the scoreboard tricking.
Yes,
some sixes,
like
but I won't say it was the inning, like it was not a 170, 180 inning that Klaasen or a Miller played because it was that sort of pitch because you can certainly play. So he was unable to hit as many sixes as he wanted because it was a 6 hitting pitch. Boundary was difficult to score, but sixes were easy. So he was not getting the elevation on few deliveries. So I'd say it was an okay inning, and how the things turned out was like one of the best now we can say. But he did miss out on some good balls that he could have definitely 2 to 3 more sixes. I'd say Akshar, but looking at the whole picture, it was a great inning. But I'd say there was some they shouldn't have. They sent Dubey, but Dubey didn't got to play the spinners as much as was expected because Virat Kohli played the whole over out. So if Dubey had been on strike, probably one or two more sixes. Like he played the first delivery and then he got to play the final 2 deliveries in which he struck 1 boundary. I think it was so. Okay, fine. I can understand, but good enough contributions from both Aksar, good enough contribution from Dubey. Hardik didn't got to play anything because of Kohli. I'd say if he would have started earlier, probably got an out and maybe one or two sixes from Hardik Pandya. But I still believe the score was above par because I think 170 was 165 was the par score. Talking about South African bowling, they were pretty bad. I'd say they were just lucky that they got those wickets. Akshar got out because of a terrible misjudgment. But he was just strolling, not even running to save his wicket.
And a very good
Rohit
throw.
Sharma,
And a
unfortunate.
very good throw, yes. Rohit Sharma
But
got
that was such an
unlucky.
unfortunate wicket, honestly.
Yeah,
Like, if he had been
yeah,
on strike,
and-
maybe he would have hit a 191, like 200 as well. The call.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma got unlucky. Rishabh Pant unlucky. Surya shouldn't have played that shot. This guy got run out, and then after that, it was like we were going for the hits. But South Africa was poor with their bowling. They were not consistent with the lengths, and I guess the pitch got a bit easier in the second. Against the spinners, especially. There was some grip at the start or in the Indian innings. There was some grip. That's why Maharaj got those 2 wickets because there was some moisture in the pitch. Those balls were sticking. So I guess that's what, because Maharaj didn't got any wicket after that, except for the first over. So yeah, it got a bit easier. And yes, for spinners, it was coming out quite nicely on the bat. Even though the lines of Indian spinners were not that bad compared to South African spinners. Their line not that bad. Line in length. Yeah, Vishnu, your thought on the Indian innings? Then we move on to
so my thoughts are like twofold. One is that I was expecting more from Rishabh Pant in the second half of the tournament. That didn't materialize. If you observe the way game was played, he played better in US, but couldn't really get those starts and make significant contribution in batting in the second part of the tournament. With Dubey, again similar thoughts, but at least he could contribute in the final to lend us at a total. So overall, I felt that with the batsman setup after playing 25-30 balls, they are the ones who are supposed to take the lead. So maybe another few sixes or a few more runs from Kohli, like we were discussing earlier on that day, maybe somewhere around 85 to 90 would have been
90,
ideal.
Yes, 90 would have been ideal. Yes.
Because he had his eye set up and he was looking in the zone where then he could just discharge everything. So that would have been the case. But overall, I feel that 177 was still a fightable top total. My only complaint with Rohit's captaincy was the 15th over that he gave to Aksar when Hardik had 3 overs left. So at that point, it was clear that you need to. Hardik had 3, Hardik had bowled 1. But overall, we had 6 overs of pace available at that point.
Correct,
So,
yes.
So maybe that was a place where we could have still built up that. We could have kept them to a reasonable required run rate, but then Aksar was just. It felt like match was taken away from us right in front of our eyes in that over with 4 sixes, and it just felt disappointing. Although in the end it turned out well, so nobody will question that decision. But in hindsight,
it was it was bad. He should have bowled Hardik somewhere in between as well, probably 11.
Yes.
That could have.
That's it. That's been his trend this tournament as well. He hasn't bowled Hardik to the capacity. Maybe it's the fitness issue, or I'm not sure what that is. But going forward, although Rohit won't be the captain, so we don't know what happens afterward. The other thing is Shivam Dube didn't bowl the entire tournament. Now, when we're talking about the post-tournament synopsis, and that questions his spot in the team altogether.
Yes.
Like if we are talking about how we are going forward, so Shivam Dube's spot is in question. Rishabh Pant hasn't been able to give you that T20 innings that you wanted of him. He had good innings versus Pakistan.
He's been very poor with the keeping as well. Like a lot of instances giving.
He dropped. He made some mistakes behind the wickets as well.
So that puts question to his place. And third is Ravindra Jadeja. So Ravindra Jadeja also felt like he wasn't really at his best throughout the tournament, although he did have few
But
glimpses. So these three
but
players,
he did retire though. He's also retired
yeah,
along with.
he has
Yes,
retired,
yes.
so he's not in the
Yeah,
scheme of things. So
he's
there
not
are
in.
five spots up for grabs. So this is
Yeah,
Ravindra Jadeja, Rishabh Pant, in my opinion,
yeah,
Shivam
same.
Dube, and obviously Rohit and Kohli. So five younger faces have to be blended into the system openers anyway, and you have options for all of them. But
Yeah.
it's just that going forward, maybe these are the places where team will look to refresh.
Yes,
What
yes, and
I
I think
believe
we
is
will.
Dubé's position, or why they took him, is because of his six hitting skills. I guess that
Hmm.
was the moot point for taking
Hmm.
him to the World Cup or selecting him for the squad, because they didn't had anybody who can hit sixes. To be honest, Rohit Sharma can hit sixes. We know uh, whenever he wants to hit sixes. Kohli cannot hit six. Jadeja is on and off throughout the IPL. Aksar was good in some innings, quite poor in other innings in the IPL as well. Uh, then Pandya was not showcasing his batting skills as such, and the whole tournament for Mumbai Indians was very poor. So we can
Yeah.
really tell whether he can hit those sixes or not. Although he is
Hmm.
your designated finisher, so they needed somebody apart from Rohit Surya who can hit sixes. Rishabh Pant is also a boundary man primarily.
Hmm. Hmm.
Plays the field. Actually, Sky also plays the field, but he can hit sixes.
Yeah.
But he hits boundaries more than sixes. So there, technically, we really didn't had any six hitter after Rohit in the squad or in the playing 11. So we needed somebody who can hit sixes, can hit like go for four sixes in an over. Nobody has that skill.
Yep.
Apart from Dubey, we had few good candidates, but they were good last year. This year around, they were not that good. Probably
Hmm.
Tej Sharma was one of it. He used to came it at the end, and yeah, he played exceptional cricket in 2023 IPL, but not this year around. Although he's in the squad for the
Yeah,
Zimbabwe
only
teams.
Rinku out of the available options, I feel,
Correct.
was the
Yes.
one that he
But he was
most
also
likely
not.
it's
He was
not in
also
great
not
touch recently.
true form. Yeah, not in his
Yes,
true
Yeah.
form. Correct.
but it's a good
Yep.
headache to have for the
But
team management
Yeah.
we
going
will
forward.
discuss, yep, and we will also, I think,
But
have
we
some
cannot close
more.
this conversation without
Yeah,
discussing
yeah.
Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah, man.
Why? How come we missed talking about Bumrah? Exceptional player.
That's the problem with consistent performances. After a point, they start getting overlooked. So that used to happen with Messi in football, and with players like Jasprit Bumrah, Virat Kohli. You expect certain things from them at a point in their career, and if they don't give those performances, that's when you start to notice. Otherwise, if you look at
Yes.
the 2 overs he bowled in the later half of the innings, those two
That's
overs changed the complexion of the game. Players were not
correct.
looking to
Score.
hit anything. They were just looking
Yeah.
to duck the entire over, which
Yeah.
changes the whole course of the inning.
Yeah, you
Yep,
can look
yep.
at the stats. Gave 6 runs, took 1 wicket in 12 deliveries when India, South Africa was in need of 30 from 30. I guess the India got lucky as well. They took a single in Bumrah's on Bumrah's last delivery.
Right.
Then Maharaj was facing Arshdeep. He got a single
Arshdeep.
on the third delivery. So
Three balls.
yeah, we also thought of why
Definitely.
is he taking that single. Was not required at all. He should have didn't took the single, and then you had a better chance against Arshdeep. Probably a boundary there, and the game was closed on that over itself. But instead, you got 1 run in the first 3 deliveries. Then he got a double, and then he got a single, and then I think Maharaj
Arshdeep got the wicket.
the sixth delivery was the dot delivery. So you get four
Oh,
runs
yeah,
out of that
that was
over
the dot
instead of
delivery.
you've gotten about 10, 12 runs if Miller would have played all 6 deliveries. So
Yeah.
they got nervous. They got nervous. And I think this Rishabh Pant, even though he didn't score any runs, that break after the 16th over of 2 minutes, that basically killed all the momentum that South Africa had in that match. That 2 minutes break, 2.5 minutes break, they were nervous. Can see on their faces as well that they got nervous. And then Bumrah was just superb.
So we needed all the luck that we could get,
Yes.
and I often feel that that's the difference between champions and runner-up. In most of the cases, you reach
Correct.
that final because you've
Correct.
done the hard yard, there's virtually a very minor difference between
The two
the first
teams.
and second
Yes.
team. It's
Yes.
just the luck that pushes you towards
Correct.
the edge. We didn't have luck in
Correct.
multiple tournaments, multiple games,
Uh,
and it didn't matter that
yeah. I
we
can
couldn't win.
still
Yes,
I can still remember the unlucky delivery in which Virat Kohli just wanted to take a single, took the
right, and
inner
it
half
just
of
hit
the bat and got to the stumps.
in
Pat
29,
Cummins, yeah,
23
at
World Cup
51,
final.
and he was scoring at a runner ball, which was like one of the
That's
best.
Correct.
that's
Yeah.
just
Nobody
your
could have
day
scored.
Yeah.
and luck.
Yeah.
If he would have survived
So-
that delivery, then probably India would have lifted the ODI World Cup because he
Hmm.
Yep, but
would
like
have
that's
gone to
all
score a century.
water under the bridge, and I think we
Yeah.
had a great season overall, and we ended up winning the T20
Winning.
World Cup through against
Lots and
all
lots of
odds.
tears.
For a lot of people, even Rahul Dravid, for that matter, he
I
had
have
a
never seen him
final
that happy. Was very
that happy in his final send off. So it was a great tournament overall, and a lot of questions that we still have to answer, which Vishnu brought up, the 5 positions and what the new squad would look like and how we'll be playing the upcoming tournaments like India versus Zimbabwe. But we'll get to that in our next podcast. But for this segment, I think we are at the trivia. And are you guys ready? Again, I have some very difficult questions planned for you today. I really went across the internet to find these. I'll start off with something that might be a little easier, but post that you'll get a little challenging. So folks, are you ready?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Awesome. So this is the first question for you guys. Who holds the Australian record for career test runs? So I'm going to give you 4 Australians, and you need to tell me who has the career record.
International
for test
runs.
This is just career test runs. So this is including all, but it's test, right? So it has to be international. Yeah.
Ricky Ponting.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I didn't give the options, but Shalin, do you have any guesses before? I can
guess
give
Ricky
the
Ponting,
options.
30. How many centuries? 33 centuries.
Hmm.
That's 33,000.
Yeah, I don't think I can. I had to give an option for this. It's Ricky Ponting. Yeah, he is the one who has the highest test runs as an Australian.
But if it had been first class, then very difficult.
Hmm.
Because then first class it becomes quite difficult because we have
Yeah.
like Wasim Jafar. I'm talking about the Indians, Wasim Jafar.
Yeah.
People like Abhishek Nair. These kind of people have scored tons and tons of runs in the first class. But now they've played all the Ranji games. But anyways, let's move on to the
So
second.
the next question, this is on how many wickets did Shane Warne take in test matches? This is where it starts.
You want the number?
I want the exact number.
I know 999 overall his career, but I think in test matches,
So
600.
these are your options to make it a little easy. 608, 708, 808 or 908.
I think it's 608.
608.
Okay.
So
I will I will not tell you the answer. I will reveal it in a bit.
but I remember 999 wickets for him in the whole international.
I see.
wickets.
Was it him or Muralidharan who crossed
No, Muralidharan
1,000 in the last
Muralidharan
match?
Muralidharan crossed 1,000. They didn't give Shane Warne another match to cross 1,000 because Australia is not that big on individual records. So he retired with 999 international wickets. So I can guess like 400 could be in the ODIs. It could be 608 or 708, one of those numbers. Yeah, go with 608.
Okay, we'll get to the answer in the end. The next question is how many runs did Sachin Tendulkar score in his test career? Is it 5,921, 10,921, 15,921 or 20,920?
Yes.
15,921.
15,921. Yes, 15,921.
Okay, I'm going to reveal the answers again in the very
scored
end.
above 80, around 18,500 in ODIs, 100 centuries.
You guys know your stats, looks like.
Played only one T20 international. I think Saurabh, Sachin, and Dravid, they played only one T20 international, and that too, all 3 in the one game. Dravid hit 3 sixes in 1 over, and Saurabh and Sachin got out of for mere 2 or 3 runs. Probably one of them was.
Correct. That's very interesting. So the last question for today in the trivia segment is: where was the world's first Test cricket match played in 1877? This is a stadium or a ground, and I'll just give you the options. It's Melbourne, Sydney, Headingley, or Edgbaston.
Melbourne, Sydney, Headingley, and Edgbaston.
I'll go for Edgbaston.
Okay.
Edgbaston, right. So the first recorded game was between USA and Canada. So, but yeah, that was also in 1800s. First test match, I guess it was Melbourne, 1877.
Okay, so Shalin goes for Melbourne, and Vishnu got your answer as well. So thank you so much for playing this. I'll reveal the answers now. Of course, the first question you guys both got it bang on, which is Ricky pointing. The second one was 708.
708, yeah.
608.
608. So I was confused between 608 and 708, yeah. So it's 708.
Yes, and the final one where the first test match was played, that was in MCC. It was played in the Melbourne.
Melbourne, yes.
Yeah. But thank you so much for playing this game. And yep, looks like Shalin has won this. Wish you better luck next time. I'm gonna hopefully there'll be a day where your facts are gonna be stronger than Shalin's.
Every day is a day to learn.
Every day is a day to learn. But with that, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. And I think this is the closure of our podcast for the T20 as the World Cup has also come to an end. It was lovely interacting with the both of you and also playing Chaquen along with it. We created a lot of teams. I think both of you would have won some rewards. I did win a fair share, majorly from the teams you guys created for me. So it was lovely carrying on this journey with you guys. And hopefully we have more of these segments. But until then, for everyone tuning in, just go check out our app, go to our socials. Yes, Shalin has an announcement. Yeah, Shalin.
Just an announcement that we are now developing the version 2 of the Chaquen app. It's going to be much more. It's going to be a better UI, more tournaments, multiple contests. Maybe we'll start including more sports as well. Currently, we are targeting the version 2 launch with Caribbean Premier League. So keep tuned into our socials, and we'll be sharing some details there on our regular details there on how the progress is going. Apart from that, we'll try to get back to you with our views on the India-Zimbabwe series. I believe we are playing India-Zimbabwe, and then Sri Lanka series is there. Sri Lanka is coming to India. I think that series starts on 27th of July. So that will be good. Currently, I guess all the major players are holidaying at their favorite destinations, I guess. So yeah, congratulations to Team India and congratulations to India as well. So yeah, thank you guys. It was a fun tournament I hope for all Indians and also for South Africans. They broke the jinx of semi-final as well. So congratulations to them as well.
Yep. A lot of records broken, a lot of fun moments from the entire tournament. And yes, like Shalin said, a lot of things in store for Chaquen. So do keep us in your views, just follow our socials, keep subscribe to our YouTube channel, and everything will come to you as and when we plan it out. But till then, thank you for tuning in and see you on the next one.
Thank you.